George, what do you got up your sleeve?
Groucho, Johnnie Ross and James Dixon are waiting to talk to you. So folks, come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Johnnie Ross and James... How do you do? Johnnie Ross and James Dixon, man. Obviously, one of you was a female impersonator. Now, which one is it?
I am. I'm Johnnie Ross.
What is the idea of calling yourself Johnny? Why did you get a boy's name instead of a name like Alice or something?
By the time my folks got around to me, they had so many kids that they ran out of names.
Oh, it's like old Mother Hubbard, huh?
Yeah.
Old Mother Hubbard, she went to the cupboard to get her poor daughter a dress. But when she got there, the cupboard was bare, and so was her daughter, I guess. And your name is Johnnie Ross?
James Dixon.
James Dixon, huh? What sort of work do you do, Jim?
I'm a minister and teacher.
A minister. Well, hand me the coal shovel, because... I might as well get to work feeding those fires. Reverend, I hope you don't consider this blasphemous, but based on the people I know, I have a hunch that the ones in the cellar are having a lot more fun than the ones up in the attic.
Well, you'll get a chance maybe sometime to go into the other place and find it out.
Well, I was kind of planning on it. You say you're a minister and a teacher?
Yes, sir.
Where do you do these simultaneous jobs?
Groucho, I'm minister for the Central Church of Christ in Anaheim and have been a teacher for George Pepperdine College here in Los Angeles in the Department of Business and Religion.
Well, Johnny, that's you. You haven't changed your name since I spoke to you last. What is your husband's name, Frankie?
I don't have a husband.
Oh. Well, are you interested in matrimony?
Well, yes, but I'm in no hurry.
No. Do you have someone in mind?
No. No, I'm
Well,
looking.
perhaps I can find a husband for you. We have a standby minister here in case we get some action. What qualifications do you expect a man to have before you'd become interested enough to pursue him?
Well, he should be tall.
Tall.
And have a clean appearance and a good sense of humor. Be intelligent and a good businessman and...
Well, how about the Reverend here? He's tall, mature, intelligent, has a clean shave, a good sense of humor, and what's even more important, he has a very good future because he has excellent connections.
Well, Groucho, I've been married.
Jim, how about you?
I've been married 43 years, very pleasantly.
You've been married 43 years?
That's right.
Johnny, it seems to me you're pretty choosy when it comes to landing a victim. What do you have to offer a man? For example, are you a good cook?
Well, I'm a fair cook, but not too much. Once or twice a week is enough of that.
In other words, now, you're looking for a tall man with a clean shave who's crazy about frozen dinners.
If he can light the oven.
Johnny, I assume you have a job, and from the kind of life you are apparently accustomed to, I imagine you have a pretty cushy job. But what do you do for a living?
Well, I own a real estate business in La Cañada.
I don't blame you for staying single. You're in the real estate business in Southern California?
Uh-huh.
How is business?
Well, that's real great. In 1959, I sold over $2.5 million worth of real estate.
And at 5% commission, that's
$125,000.
I know. You thought he was just a man of the cloth, didn't you?
I could support a man in the style to which he's unaccustomed if the right one came along.
Well, all you tall men with clean shirts, get in line. Right behind a medium tall man with a dirty shirt. That's me. Well, you're a nice couple. You're a nice couple, and I've enjoyed chatting with you. Well, let's play You Bet Your Life, and you understand the game?
I think I do.
Yeah. The $300 ones are more expensive, and they get progressively easier as you go down. Now, what category have they chosen?
Yes, cities and towns of the United States, right?
That's correct.
United States. Well, okay, one of you pick the first one. Huh?
$300 over there.
Start at 300?
Yeah.
All right.
In what state are Lafayette, Kentland, K-E-N-T-L-A-N-D, and LaGrange?
Georgia.
No, I'm sorry, it's Indiana.
Well, you still have 3 more opportunities to make $500. Another 200, huh?
For $200, in what state are Lynn, Lowell, and New Bedford?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts is right.
You now have $200 and 2 more chances.
Okay. Gamble big.
Another $300 one.
For 300, in what state are Sparta, S-P-A-R-T-A, Durham, and Mocksville? Sparta, Durham, and Mocksville.
North Carolina.
North Carolina is absolutely correct.
You've got yourself $500 and one more chance.
I got the 500.
Yeah, you'll be back anyway.
Well, you're breezing home now, you know. In what state are Murfreesboro, Jonesboro, Woodstock, and Rockford?
Oh.
Talk it over.
Groucho, they're in the only state that's changed its name from its original state, that of Franklin to Tennessee.
Well, that's a very nice speech, but this happens to be Illinois.
Well, they're all in Tennessee, too.
All of them in Tennessee?
This man claims they're all in Tennessee.
All of them,
As long as they answer $500 anyway, we will check up on this. If his answer is correct, we will send him the extra money.
We will send you the additional money, but I wouldn't rely on him.
How about you?
Yeah, you can rely on me.
and you did win your $500 already, so we'll see you a little later on.
See you later, Johnny.
Thank you, Groucho.
Congratulations.
Groucho, Peggy Brown would like to talk to you now, and her partner is a very special guest, one of the leading citizens of the state of Georgia, Mr. Ellis Arnall. So folks, come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to your best luck. Say the secret word and divide $100. Mr. Arnold, I'm glad to see you. That's a great name, Benedict Arnold. I remember it for years, huh? And Peggy, I'm glad to see you, too.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Arnold, aren't you the governor of Georgia?
I was governor at one time. I finished my term in 1947, Groucho.
Well, Governor, perhaps I can find you a job. What are you good for? I mean, tell us a little about yourself.
You were quite considerate in trying to help me get a job, but quite frankly, I have too many jobs now. I'm in the law business. I'm senior partner of Arnold, Golden, and Gregory, chairman of the board of Coastal States Life Insurance Company, chairman of the board of the National Association of Life Insurance Companies, president of the Society of Independent Motion Picture Producers, president of the Independent Film Producers Export Corporation, so I find plenty to do.
Well, that's certainly an imposing list of positions you have, but how do you make a living?
Well, unfortunately, on the side, I lecture and write books and do things like that.
Now, Peggy, how do you feel standing next to a famous Southern comfort?
Well,
Southern governor.
Groucho, I'm always most delighted to stand beside a distinguished Southern gentleman such as our honorable governor here.
Isn't she pretty and smart, too?
Yeah, she sure. Well, that's quite broad-minded coming from a New England Yankee such as you are. What part of Vermont are you from, Peggy?
Groucho, I'm from the extreme southern part of Vermont, a little place called Sunbury, North Carolina.
Now, why did you leave in Carolina, Peggy? What brought you to Southern California?
Well, my first trip to the south, the southern part of California, was made when I came out in July for the Universe pageant.
You always a beauty contest winner, huh?
Well, I was. I represented my fast state of North Carolina in the pageant held in Long Beach in July.
Oh. This is rather a rare treat for us. We haven't had a beauty contest winner up here since last week. Now, Governor, you said you were in some official capacity in the motion picture industry. Isn't it unusual for somebody in Georgia to be involved in Hollywood's leading industry?
Well, Groucho, let me set you straight first.
I wish you would.
On this question, before I undertake to answer it, and that is that Hollywood, Southern California, technically, was included in the land grant from the King of England to Oglethorpe when he deeded him the colony of Georgia. It was westward to the sea. So actually, it is not unusual for Georgians to be engaged in Hollywood or connected with the motion picture industry because we are part and parcel of the same fabric. But now, if you ask me, in view of the state lines that now exist, presently exist, if it's unusual for Georgians to be involved in the motion picture industry, the answer is no. Some of the outstanding stars are Georgians, writers, Georgians, producers, Georgians. We rather take great pride in your great industry here. Thank you very much.
Well, is this the speech you're going to make in June at the convention? Now, how do you get along with Hollywood's glamour girls? Do you ever get to meet Marilyn and Jane and Gina and the rest of them?
That's one of the great thrills in being connected with this industry, is to have had the pleasure of meeting so many of the movie stars.
You have good connections. Huh?
They are wonderful people, and fortunately I have had pretty good connections, yes.
Yeah.
But I have found the glamour is truly glamour, and that these stars are truly wonderful people. They are like your neighbor next door, really.
Well, answer one question. Are there any houses for rent in your neighborhood?
Not in my neighborhood.
This fellow must be a bachelor.
No, not at all.
You married?
Oh, yes, happily married,
You
too.
sound like a bachelor.
No, I think a man can always appreciate pulchritude,
Yeah.
feminine pulchritude.
Feminine. Yeah, oh, you sure can, yeah.
This lovely lady with me here tonight is a beauteous object. This is wonderful.
She isn't even from Georgia. She's from North Carolina.
She's my neighbor to the north.
You got neighbors all around you, haven't you? Is your wife a Georgia peach like
No,
Ty Cobb?
she was my neighbor to the south. She was a Florida belle.
Uh-huh.
And because I
Well,
love
you got
my
names for all of them, huh?
because I love my state so much, when I saw this fair flower blooming to the south in Florida,
There he is. He's back at the convention.
I plucked her and brought her to Georgia, and thereby enriched my native state.
Spoken like a true politician and a cowardly husband. Do you have any little governors running around the house?
Yes.
You do, huh?
Yes. We have a son, 21, who will be graduated in June from college.
Is this your idea or is this his idea?
Well, it's his and mine. Mine and his, and my wife's, too.
The three of you are convinced that he's going to graduate.
Yes,
huh?
we believe so.
There's no uncertainty about this at all.
Well, we've been working at it right assiduously.
Yeah. You mean you've been doing his homework?
Groucho, let me go back to the question. Will you permit me to do this, please? And then you ask if we had any other little governors. We've got a delightful
It isn't
young...
easy to shake you off, guys.
I've always learned that he who holds a microphone can talk the most.
Yeah, but don't forget I got one too here. You are a tenacious man there, Gov.
We have a delightful, beautiful young daughter, 14.
14.
Who was our souvenir of the mansion and the governorship. She was born to us there, and this is unusual in my state, because in the history we've only had one other child born to a governor and his wife while in office.
Well, that is unusual.
Yes, it's
I've never
unusual.
seen a stork flying over the governor's mansion.
Well,
I've seen a lot of vultures hanging around. Well, you're very proud. You're a proud father.
yes, I am,
And
Groucho.
I am too. I have 3 children too.
Yes, I've read about you and your family and heard about you.
Did you read my book?
Yes, I did.
Did you like it?
And by the way,
You know, it's
yes,
on the bestseller.
Now, don't push me too hard, but let me say this.
Yeah.
Not only did I like it,
But you bought it.
I
huh?
bought it and paid for it, too. Now,
Unforgivable.
this is a proof among authors as to who are their devotees and who are not.
Well,
now,
I've been an admirer of yours for many, many years, Gov.
thank you. I hope you admire me more now that I've shown my good heart and good disposition towards you, son.
Well, that's debatable.
Groucho, relating, if I may, to my lovely wife and your book, Groucho and me.
Couldn't you revise them and put them in the order of their importance?
Well, shall we say importance to whom? You or me, you know. This is
her.
Well, you, my wife's maiden name was Mildred Delaney Slimmons. I mention this only because this Delaney word has a connotation to someone not far removed from where I now stand.
And you did read the book.
I did read the book.
I tell you why I used that name. Because there were a lot of things in the book, and I was talking about a lot of people, and personally, and not always, and frequently vindictively. And I didn't want to get involved in lawsuits, and the only way you can do that, so I took what I thought was the most ambiguous and silly name, and it turns out that this was your wife's name.
Now, therefore, and since I'm a lawyer, if you do not watch your step here, we are laying the groundwork for a libel suit. Yes. You know, I go around suing people. Sometimes I win lawsuits, too.
But everybody is named Delaney in the book. What would you base it on?
Well, this comment here, when you talk about a silly name, This is libelous as applied to my wife and to me and my posterity.
Governor, I didn't say it was a... Did I say silly?
Yes, you did.
I didn't mean silly.
I hope there's a transcript of this program being made.
Oh, it's a good old Irish name.
That's
Actually,
right.
I named him after Jack Delaney, who was a great light heavyweight fighter many years ago.
And you do think well of the name.
I think well of the book and of the name.
Well,
yes.
good.
It's a fine name.
I accept your apology.
Well, I
Retraction is
I can't tell you how, but I like your cigar. Is there anything else I can do for you? Perhaps I can rush you. Now, Peggy, are you interested in politics or just in this silver-voiced governor over here?
Oh, I'm
This
interested.
is a real William Jennings Bryan character here.
By all means. Well,
If
I'm
he ran
interested.
for president, I think he'd be elected.
Well, I'm interested in both. I think the gentleman is very charming. And I also worked for a state senator when I was back home on the East Coast also.
You did?
Yeah.
In what capacity? I mean, how many quarts? No. I'd like to continue this, but it's time for you to win some money, and I know you need it desperately. Now, Mr. Panama, would you bring out the question box for our silver-tongued orator here? Now, you understand how to play the game. The idea is to win $500. In that case, you get a chance at the big money later. Now, the tougher questions are the 300, and they get correspondingly easy as you go down the line. So you can, and one answer between you, so talk it over before you answer. No? Let them see it out here.
All right. You selected famous landmarks, right? For $200.
For $200, in what country is the famous Alhambra? Talk it over.
Spain.
Spain is right.
You have $200 and 3 more chances to make 5 of the $200.
What is the name of the famous art museum in Paris?
The Louvre.
The Louvre. I went through the whole thing in 10 minutes last night. I hold the record.
You now have $400 and 2 more chances. Now the $200 one.
In what city is the famous T-R-E-V-I, Trevi or Trevi Fountain?
Rome.
That's where those 3 coins are, isn't it?
And you have $600 and 1 more chance.
3 coins in the fountain.
Going for $300 this time.
What do you think of my singing, Gus?
Very good. I'm wondering why you have not developed this talent to a greater degree.
Well, as a matter of... you want me to answer your question?
It's a quick one.
April 29th, on the Bell Telephone Hour, I'm going to do the Mikado.
Wonderful.
That's true. In what city... you all stay home that night, right? I don't tell you to turn on the set. Just stay home. In what city would you... For $200 or $300, in what city would you find the League of Nations building?
The Hague.
No. Governor, you blew it. It's Geneva, Switzerland. I always say The Hague, too. Well, The Hague with that. Let's get on with that.
Well, you did win $600, which means that you'll be back in a little while to try for $2,000, $5,000, or $10,000.
Congratulations. It was nice to see a couple of beauty winners from the South. All right, George, we'll have 2 couples to try for the big money tonight. Now, here's the first big question. Who's going to answer it?
Johnnie Ross and James Dixon won $500, so here they come right now to try for the big money.
First, I had some good news for you. Our people have made a quick check, and you were right on that last question. And it says here, Murfreesboro, Jonesboro, Woodstock, and Rockford are in Illinois. But 4 towns whose names are close enough to be called right are also listed in Tennessee. So that makes your winning so far $800. Now, if you'll answer the big question, we'll bring your total for tonight up to $2,000. $5,000 or $10,000. So one of you pick a number for $10,000.
3.
Put up a 3, George. Now, you pick one for $5,000.
I'll take the old 7.
Old 7. All right. boy's been to Vegas.
She's the one been to Vegas, not me.
Now, if any other number comes up, this question is worth a total of 2,000. Are you ready? Now spin the wheel. Well, you're mighty close. It came up 6. Your numbers were 7 and 3, so here we go for a total of 2 grand. Ready? One of the best known and best equipped hospitals in the world is the famous U.S. Army Hospital in Washington, D.C. For 2 grand, what is the name of this internationally known hospital? Got to give these boys a chance to earn their money out there. What's the answer?
Walter Reed.
Walter Reed is right. You're right. Steady, Rev, steady. She's single, you know. Well, you want a total of $2,000. What are you going to do with your part?
My mother was always wanting to go to Hawaii. So
I'm all right. How are you? Where does she want to go?
To Honolulu.
Oh, that's nice.
I like Hawaii, man. I like coming myself.
I'm fine. And you? What are you going to do with your money?
Well,
You're going to
Groucho...
Vegas now, huh?
No, not quite that, but we need all the money we can get in our church.
Oh, you're going to apply?
And any donations, glad to receive.
Well, thank you. You've won $1,000. That's pretty good for the night, isn't it?
Peggy Brown and Governor Arnall won $600, and they're coming back right now to try for $10,000.
Now, you pick a number from 1 to 10 for $10,000, and we'll put the number up here.
4.
Put a 4.
Oh.
4?
A 4.
And what you all saying there, Governor?
Lucky 7.
Voila, you take it. All right, now, if any number but these 2 comes up, the question is worth a total of 2 grand. Now, one of you spin the wheel. Well, the answer is no. It came up 9, and your numbers were 7 and 4, so here we go for a total of 2,000. Here it is. California claims the only volcano still considered active in the continental United States. That's not including Alaska or Hawaii. You ready? For $2,000, what is the name of California's volcanic peak? Talk it over. What is it?
We don't know.
Well, it's Mount Lassen. Sorry you missed it, but you still have, how much?
600.
Well, it's not too bad. Congratulations, and it was delightful having you
Thank
both
you
up
so
here.
much.
Thank you so very
It
much.
was a pleasure meeting you, Governor.